My name is Gilbert Paquian, and I'm a master's student in the College of Biomedical Engineering here at UTEP. When I was in high school, I had heard that UTEP was getting a biomedical engineering program underway. I had read some papers and some articles, seen some stuff on the internet about how we were creating new artificial organs for people. That holds a really special place in my heart, and I really wanted to be a part of that going forward. So upon graduation, I wanted to enter study of biomedical engineering. Here, we were actually working with organ printing, and I feel like that's a lot more unique and special in that it gives us the ability to print specific organs for specific people. It's not like we're creating some generic thing that anyone can use. No, this is tailored to a person, and this is going to be just for that specific person while we're working on it. My PI, Dr. Thomas Boland, he was actually sort of the father of biomedical cell printing using any printer, an inkjet printer specifically. And that's really cool to me just because it sort of gives anyone the opportunity to work with this at a really low budget, but at the same time, very high impact level. What's cool about printing is that it allows us to create an image in a 2D fashion that is both digitally reproducible and digitally accurate. What that does in terms of biomedical cell inkjet printing is that it allows us to place cells very specifically in very specific locations as many times as we need to ensure, of course, proper cell density, and then you can get into all these crazy, biology terms for cell growth and things like that. But at the end of the day, it lets us do something over and over again the same way every single time. When you're culturing cells, a big part of what you have to do is, of course, make sure you have enough cells to work with. So we have to grow the cells, and that usually just involves a standard cell growth flask. There's different volumes, and depending on how many cells you need or what kind of cells you use specific volumes of flasks. I always tell my parents it's like watering plants. I have to go every couple of days and change out my cell's growth media, which is just the cocktail of nutrients they need to survive. After, checking on the cells through a microscope to make sure that they're okay, that they look healthy, that they look like they're growing fine, we switch out the media and just keep letting them grow, keep letting them incubate till they're ready to be used. Once we're done there, we go through a process where we take the cells out of the flask, and then we count them and all kinds of other stuff. And then when it comes to what I'm doing with printing, it's basically as simple as loading up the ink cartridge with the cells that we're going to be printing, and then pressing print on the computer, and then you have your cells being deposited into the wells or whatever other place that you're going to be printing cells onto, and you're ready to go from there. Cell printing allows us to create arrays of cells for testing different drugs or different processes on to facilitate cell growth in a 3D environment, which we can then use to maybe implant into a person. We are also working with using cell printing as a method of sorting cells. I personally am using that to hopefully come up with a new way to generate stem cells. Well, everyone in the biomedical engineering department here, we all know who we are, we all know what we're doing, has really allowed me to sort of build this network of just students and professors who are pursuing this singular goal of advancing what we know, advancing the research that we're producing here at UTEP. Everybody needs biomedical engineering. You may not know it yet, but pretty much anything you have to do with medicine has at some point gone through the hands of a biomedical engineer. Biomedical engineers are sort of the facilitators for this transition from being a concept, being a very small scale, very singular sort of idea or experiment or process, and we take it into this large scale mass-produced sense to make it more widely available.